What is up, everybody? Bobby here, the Nintendo Guru, and today I wanted to take a minute. I wanted to discuss a few things that you should be doing and not doing when playing Animal Crossing New Horizons. Let's just jump into today's video. First thing I would recommend is do not sell the fruit that you get from your friends that is not domestic. That fruit, you got to think long term when it comes to that stuff. There's a couple of things you can do. So let's just say that a friend drops a bunch of fruit off. One easy way to guarantee that the fruit will grow, because sometimes you, especially newcomers, you're not sure where to plant trees, and you drop a tree someplace and it doesn't grow. It immediately bends over and wilts and turns brown the next day, and that's a little discouraging, especially if you're only given a limited amount of fruit. So an idea is to cut down a tree completely. Cut down the tree, dig it up, and then bury a piece of new fruit in that hole. You're guaranteed that a tree is going to grow there because the tree was already growing there prior. So this is something that I've tend to always do. The other thing you want to do is when you go out to the islands, if you happen to go upon an island that has different fruit than what you have, two things: shake all the trees, get that fruit and put it in your pockets, and then eat some fruit and dig up the entire tree. Now you have an entire fully grown tree that's ready to go, and then you can go back to your land, chop down some trees, and replant them in the holes that you just dug up for the tree that you just took out. It is very simple, and it is really as simple as that. The main thing is a lot of people will go to the islands and get all that fruit, and they go, man, I just made 5,000 bells or 50,000 bells or whatever it might be. And it's such short-sightedness, because you want to be able to hit them trees every 3 days and get all them bells, all that money. Just think about it. If you could get 50,000, probably more than that, right? Because you're gonna plant a tree, it's gonna grow 3 pieces of fruit. So you're gonna have more than that. You're gonna probably have 100,000 bells, 200,000 bells on every 3rd day. You can shake them trees, take all that fruit to Timmy and Tommy, and quadruple your money, and over time make a lot. You want to think of terms of way of making steady income long term. A lot of people that have been very successful with Animal Crossing in terms of buying and paying off loans and stuff, it's things like this where they get these streams of revenue coming in every 3rd day, every other day, whatever it might be, to continue to grow and prosper within, when you don't have to think and worry about, like, man, where am I getting today's money to buy anything in the game? It makes it that much easier across the board. So you want to think about those things moving forward. The other thing I want to tell you is do not get into the turnip game unless you have a concerted effort of people or contacts you can reach into to say, hey man, how much are your turnips selling for today? And you need to do this because it's very frustrating to buy turnips and only have a week, because I promise you the game will mess with you and it'll frustrate you beyond belief. But when you have multiple outlets of people that are playing along with you, whether you utilize a Facebook group or a Discord group or Twitter or whatever it might be, make some connections with some people. Buy turnips on Sunday, and then immediately on Monday start hitting those groups and saying, hey man, what are they listed at? What are you selling them for in your towns? Also, make a note of it, what you bought them for. You don't want to buy them and then sell them for less. If you have to, you have to. The worst thing you could do is go into Sunday and have a house full of turnips and lose every single one. So you want to definitely get rid of them by Saturday, but you want to try to just turn a profit the best you can. Also, don't try to hit a home run every single week. You might get away with it for a while, but eventually it's going to catch up with you. So don't think you can buy like 300,000 bells worth of turnips and then sell them for $1 million or $2 million or $3 million, because it doesn't always work out that way. There's just some weeks where the prices are super low. So just be very careful if you get into the turnip game. I think one thing that I noticed that a lot of new people do is they try to focus on one particular aspect, and you should try to diversify. What you try to do is to make the game go longer and have more longevity with the game, you should try to knock off a couple things each day. Whether it be get a couple of bugs that you put into the museum, or a couple of fish that you put in the museum, or you start to chip away at Tom Nook's loan, or you go visit friends and trade fruit, or you go buy items out of the Nook stores, or you go to the Able Sisters and you buy stuff there. Like, I do a multitude of things throughout the course of the day to kind of make the days last longer, in terms of like the jobs you're doing are going to get picked away longer and further, but you just need to not focus on one thing, because you can end up getting frustrated when that one thing's not working. You don't worry about that one thing, you worry about the other things, and guess what? Everything starts to fall into line as time goes on. So think big picture, think long term when you're playing this game. Do not get frustrated by others' progress. If you are a nude player, do not get frustrated when you come to my stream or you go to a friend's house and they have all this crazy stuff, you have to think in terms of how long has that person been playing. I've been playing since the GameCube version. This is 20 years worth of knowledge that is within me, and I know how to work the game and play the game and get the most bang for the buck out of each day and what I should be doing each day. You're not going to know that stuff, and it will come. Trust me, it will come. But don't pay attention to what others are doing. It will frustrate you beyond belief. Just do your thing. Worry about what you're doing. Yes, it's nice to go like, man, I want the museum completed. How did you do it? What did you do? Why is it not working quick enough for me? Don't worry about that. It'll happen. I think the number one thing for a new player, something you should be doing every single day, harvest minerals. Harvest minerals. Farm them, harvest them, do whatever you gotta do. Get to the islands. When you go to the islands, you should have a game plan. Every time I go on an island tour, I have it broken down what my game plan is. My number one game plan is go get minerals. Whether you're getting iron or clay or stone or hardwood, softwood, regular wood, trees, fruit, whatever it might be, I'm going out there with an agenda. And then if I happen to get there and it's a specific island, whether it's growing hybrids or there's tarantulas all over the place or there's whatever, a fruit that I don't have, you need to be able to adapt once you get there, but you have to go there with the mindset of the only thing I'm going to get out of this right now is minerals, and I'm going to go there and harvest, and everything else is just gravy at that point. The other thing you want to do is before you go out, you want to plot and figure out. Don't take too much stuff. Leave your watering can behind. Leave your slingshot behind. Look at the things you're not going to need. You don't need wood. You don't need iron. You don't need any of that. It's all there for you. When you get to the island, it's already going to be there for you. So stay away from that stuff. Don't mess with that stuff. Keep it clean, keep it quick, get in, get out. I typically go in there and I drop everything at the gates before I even leave. And then, God forbid you get there, right? And you have all your tools, right? You have everything you need. And then you get there and it's an island full of tarantulas. I got news for you. You better leave all your tools behind. You better fill your pockets to capacity with the tarantulas. Because you're talking about 8,000 bells per tarantula. Are you going to want to worry about a watering can? But if you could preemptively think about this, the only things you should be taking when you go to the island: axe, net, fishing rod, vaulting pole, and ladder. And you could probably leave the fishing rod behind. But everything pretty much except for the vaulting pole and the ladder can be bought from the dodo before you leave, or before you if you run out of stuff that breaks, you don't have the minerals or whatever, you can always buy tools from him. It's the flimsy caliber, but at least it gets you started going. I would not worry about it at all, but I would not take more than I need. If God forbid, I went there with a pocket full of stuff, right, and I have wood and I have iron and all that, and there's an island full of tarantulas. Now you have to pick and choose. Do I go after the tarantulas, or do I take the minerals and hang on to them? I'm dropping everything, and I'm getting that 200, 300,000 bells. You'd have to be crazy not to, right? But so you want to limit the damage you're doing. You don't want to have to go back to town and go, oh man, I don't have no tools at all, and I'm basically starting fresh. So think about these things before you even leave the island. It'll make it that much easier when you come back. So those are a few of the do's and don'ts that I've come across from talking to different gamers and newcomers that are struggling with this game and trying to figure out how to make heads or tails of it. These are the things that if you just pay attention to the small details, slowly but surely, you will come across and you will do better and better with this game, and you'll pick up more things. So that is all. Thank you guys for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please just slap the like button down below. Share it with all your friends. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. Follow me, Instagram, Twitter, @NintendoGurus. That is all. Peace out, Preston.